All right, we're live.
And we are live. Technical difficulties aside, please bear with us. This is our very, very, very first broadcast. Let me get my energy up because I'm excited. This is the first inaugural broadcast of Live in the O. My name is Omar Cotto. The channel is Real Orlando Living, and this is
Who?
you.
Hey, this your boy, Mr. Right Choice. Like you said, this is our first one. Some technical difficulties as we trying to figure out a couple of things, trying to stream on multiple platforms. But this is live in the O, and me and Omar came together because we want to give you guys some really good things that we think that is good for you guys in Orlando. So that's what O stand for. So I'm gonna let Omar go ahead and get it going and get into what we're gonna be discussing on this live today.
So both of our channels, my channel, Real Orlando Living, really explores um, everything that has to do with actually living in Orlando. I've been here since 1992. So I'm an old vet of the Orlando area. So it's important to me. There's a lot more to Orlando other than Disney and Universal. But today, we're going to cover um, the first major news that came up in the last week, which is Epic Universe. We're going to give you a huge update on Epic Universe, and then we're going to discuss what does the Orlando sports scene looks like, and how does that affect real estate. And to cap it off, at the end of that, we're going to talk about one of my favorite developments and one of Tremaine's favorite developments, so that you can stay up to breast on the new developments that are happening here every single day. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring up the Epic Universe.
Okay, then, man. Let me bring up the Epic Universe real quick because I really didn't know too much about it until you brought it up, and it's kind of interesting of what you was telling me about Epic Universe. I think it's kind of amazing.
Mhm.
What's coming here? So let me go ahead and get into it real quick. So let me see what we got here. All right, so what we got here, Omar? Tell me what we got here. It look crazy.
So, Tremaine, how often do you go to Universal?
Man, the last time I've been in Universal, 'cause me and my wife, our kids are older, so I haven't been in Universal in a while. I went like 2 years ago when my homeboy came in town, so it's been a little while.
Yeah, and I've been here since, like I said, since 1992, so over 30 years, and I could probably count on my hands how many times I've been to actual Universal. Most of the time, my family we love going to Universal City Walk.
Mm-hmm.
I still have yet to go to Volcano Bay, bro. Have you been to Volcano Bay?
Have I been? No, I haven't been, but my kids have been quite a few times. I have recorded a couple
Man,
times at my previous brokerage because it's right there, and I could fly the drone real close to it, so it's pretty
oh
dope.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know if you know this, but Universal built on the old Wet and Wild
Correct.
land.
Yeah,
They got
correct.
two brand new hotels there that are super awesome. Uh, have you been to that one yet?
No, I have not. Talking about
Okay.
the two new hotels.
Yes.
I'm more Airbnb guy with the pools
We
in the
did it
back.
because we wanted we call them staycations. So even in Orlando, like me and my family, we do staycations at SeaWorld. We'll do a staycation at Disney, and we'll do a staycation over there at Universal. Like it's just like a for us, it's like a cheaper alternative than we
Yeah.
have amusement parks in our freaking backyard, man.
Yeah, one of my one of my friends, Kevin, his family, they go to Gaylord a lot. They go to Gaylord a lot for staycations because they have all the amusement and stuff inside the hotel, whether resort, whatever you want to call it. So I know that's very popular too as well. And a lot of people from out of town, convention centers and stuff, go to Gaylord. But staycations is very popular here. It's kind of weird because we're in Orlando, but I know a lot of people that do staycations, either doing resorts or doing Airbnbs here just to when you're staying here you can take advantage of a lot of different things, and sometimes you just don't want to do stuff at home. And another reason too people do staycations or do a vacation inside of Orlando is because family. People don't want to have their family come and mess up their house, and they got to do the dishes. So what they do is get an Airbnb or get a resort, go to a resort and take advantage of that, because you don't got to do all that cleaning and nothing after you leave. Compared to your own house, you got to clean up after everybody leave. And us being married, man, you don't want to hear that mouth, so we might as well go ahead and invest that money.
Yeah, good thing the majority of my audience is women. I mean, is men. So hopefully they don't get mad at. But
Yeah.
that's a fact. So the new site is 750 acres. That's how big it is. I
That's
mean, they've been
crazy.
talking about it for years. And as of right now, I mean, they have announced that they have all these worlds that are opening up. So you have Celestial Park, you have the Wizard World of Harry Potter, uh, the Ministry of Magic, you have the Super Mario World, you have How to Train a Dragon, the Isle of Berk, and you have the Dark Universe.
So, so
So if you remember, if you remember, Universal, their whole thing was they're kind of what MGM was,
yeah.
like the glory, the awesomeness of Hollywood. That's what Universal was. Like, hey, these are real studios. You can tour the back lots, or you can go around. And when I was a kid, I don't know if you remember, but they used to film Guts out there and Double Dare and all these shows. So you can go and actually be in the audience while they're filming. Um, so they went completely in a different direction with this. What they did was they took a lot of the IP, the intellectual property, and they're just leveraging the crap out of it. So they're creating their own world. And the one thing I'm super excited about, bro, is the Super Nintendo world. They're gonna have an actual,
This is
uh,
crazy.
they're gonna have an actual go kart. Like you can go around like Mario Kart. Play Mario Kart with
Yeah.
adults, man, and you can shoot stuff at each other.
Hold on. Let's rewind this real quick. So basically, for one, let me go rewind this back. How long are they expecting this to be built out? Because it sounds like another Disney World.
So it is. I mean, it's direct competition to them. It's 750 acres. I mean, it's relatively the same
Bro,
size.
look what they're building right now. Like all this is like this is all new age compared to Disney. People, Disney has the history, but this is all new stuff that, How to Train a Dragon, Super Nintendo World. I grew up with that. Harry Potter's already popular. They got Harry Potter. I can understand that. Celestial Park, like that looks dope. And then you have down here this Dark Universe, like. Dang, this is pretty, man. This is interesting here. I definitely will have to pay to go in. I know they're going to be taxing though. I can tell you
I mean,
that.
scroll down real quick. If you scroll down a little bit more, you got the three new hotels they're going to build alongside with them. So they're going to have the Helos Grand Hotel, the Nova Resort, and the Terra Luna Resort. So I mean, why are we covering this on a real estate channel? Because this goes to show you the amount of investment that is happening in Orlando still. So right now we have over they're projecting almost 70 million people a year to visit through our through OIA. So they want to bump that number up to almost 80 million. That's why they made that new terminal out there. On top of that, on later episodes, I'm going to talk about the new rail system that they're going to want from
Yeah.
OIA down to international, and eventually that's going to go all the way down into Tampa. So that whole corridor is going to help out with tourism, and I mean, it's the jobs that are going to come out of this are insane.
Bro, I'm just thinking about the traffic. God, dog it, boy. Bro, the traffic, like we already had, like okay, they're doing better infrastructure right now with the roads on all the turnpikes. So I
Yeah.
give it to them because they have been going to meetings for years, and I think they have projected what's going on here in Orlando now because everywhere that they're building and expanding the roads everywhere in Orlando, and by us being in real estate, I get more people now that wants to be in or closer to Orlando compared to a couple of years ago. Everybody want to be pushed out. Like, well, this is more of my area, but like Claremont, Groveland, Mascot, Leesburg, and now I have more
What you mean?
people.
That's still blowing up. What you mean? That's crazy
Well,
blowing up
well, you way
still.
over there in Oviedo in Africa, so that's why I said that. That's why I said my area. My area is over here on the west side. You're more on the east side.
I'm
So I have
reverse
some,
Africa. It's the light skin Africa.
but everybody wants to come over. So now more people want to move inner Orlando, which is crazy because the crazy thing about that is more expensive. But I think people are getting tired of driving an hour or so away to get into Orlando. So that's why I see there's so much new development. And that's what this next topic of what we're talking about, our two best areas that's being developed, it rolls right into that because now we're talking about areas that is close in there. we're in inner city Orlando basically that people can buy homes now because the land, the land got all taken up. So when COVID hit, you saw a whole bunch of development, but you didn't see no development really happening because I think with all the high prices in lumber and stuff, I think now everything is starting to come to fruition, and you start to see all the new land, the new developments in Orlando area start get developed, and now you see more homes that we'll be able to sell to you guys. So like these two areas we're going to discuss on, this is like one of the big things we can discuss on the new homes that's coming. You want to go ahead and wrap into
So
that, or you want to?
before we move into that, I want to make some predictions here. I want to make some early predictions. So this is going over there by Sand Lake and John Young, that whole area back there. Um, what area do you think is going to blow up because of this?
What, Sand Lake and John Young? Well, Lake Nona, the airport, the the beginning, the early like Hunters Creek, Kissimmee, all that's gonna blow up because
Yep.
that area is on super blow up. And but the crazy part is not that much land. All the land is over there, like where Lake Nona back there, where St. Cloud is. That's where majority of all the land is.
Correct. But you mentioned that more people want to be closer to Orlando. So I'm thinking in my brain, I'm thinking tear down. I mean, this is pure speculation. Call it real estate speculation, bro. But I'm thinking that the Williamsburg area slept on, super slept on. It's over there by SeaWorld. It was built back in the 80s, late 70s
Yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah.
80s.
Man, you mentioned that to me the other day.
Bro, that area is ripe for disruption, especially being that close to this particular area. I see nothing but growth. I see nothing but growth happening over there. Mark my words, y'all got it right here just now, early. And if you live in Williamsburg, if you're paying attention to this live, mention in the comment, am I wrong? Am I crazy for this? Because everybody only thinking about STR, short term rental, and I'm thinking, what's what's the next wave on the knockdowns? Because knockdowns are happening all over Winter Park. They're happening all over College Park in downtown Orlando. They're happening in the nice little communities. Knockdowns are happening everywhere, and I think over there,
Yeah.
get ready for it.
A big knockdown, and I've been saying I had a listing over there. Since we talk about knockdown, over there by Orlando Magic Stadium.
Oh
Um,
yeah, oh yeah,
what, boy,
oh yeah.
they're changing a lot down there. It's getting developed. They're doing a whole lot of sky risers with rooftop access, everything down there now. It's just getting more popular to be downtown now, especially with Orlando Magic's on the other end of winning.
So I think it's a better segue to go into the second topic, which is the sports. Check out the sports that since you mentioned up Orlando Magic. I've been hearing a lot about that sports, and I know how involved you are with football. So I really want to get your take on how sports is affecting us.
Well, I think, so real quick, I'm not going to go a whole lot into it, but for sport wise, and it was very interesting to find this real quick. Um, there's an article last year, it's basically saying that Orlando's basically in the top 25 in sports business cities. And that's very interesting to me to read this because there's been a lot of development coming here for sport wise. As you know, Orlando Magic here is pro team. You have UCF, which just went into the Big 12 conference, which is them coming from their previous conference going to Big 12 is huge.
Go Knights, UCF grad right here,
Yeah,
season ticket
so
holders, go baby.
I shoot a lot of the games, and going to the games is dope, man. Going to the UCF games, be on the sidelines, recording all the players, the excitement and the alumni that do come. And I met so many people that drives an hour, 2 hours away just to go to the games. Is crazy. You also have as well. Let me put my. You have Orlando City too soccer. They had a pretty decent year last year. They were 18-9. And another thing to come to find out, the first time I ever heard of it, it's bad on me. We also have a pro volleyball team too as well. Orlando
Just started
Vipers.
this year. It's crazy. I've been
Oh, you
seeing
knew?
their
Oh,
games.
you knew about this?
Yeah, my
Yeah,
daughter, my daughter was in travel ball, so that's all they talked about was the protein coming here.
yeah. Where they playing at? I saw the stadium. It looked like they're playing in our Magic Stadium.
UCF, they're playing
UCF.
UCF. Yeah,
Very interesting. Do they get paid for this?
I don't know. I mean, maybe the next segment might talk about that. That's a good
Yeah,
question.
because I saw that when I like it just came out of nowhere with that. And another thing too as well, besides that, We also get the Pro Bowl here now. It did go away for the last 2 years, but they brought it back. The Pro
Yep.
Bowl brings a lot of generates a lot of money here for the weekend. Well, basically for the whole week, that entertainment for the whole Florida, because we don't got no pro team here, NFL team. So it's kind of nice to see the Pro Bowl here in Orlando and all
I
the
heard
key.
I heard some rumbles about a NFL team coming to Orlando. Just minor rumbles. I saw some articles coming out on it. I don't know how
Well,
far they are with it.
Well, I will say this. I'm not sure. We could talk about it in the next one. They are looking to expand the camping world. They're thinking about tearing it down, either renovating it or tearing it down. What I've been hearing from a lot of people, they all keep on saying tearing it down, because one of the problems from downtown that area is parking. No parking decks, no nothing compared to Orlando Magic's. Even UCF, they all got parking decks, which it makes it easier for us to park to get into the game, instead of finding them parking spots and paying, like, everybody bust your heads downtown Orlando, 25, 35, $45 just to park in somebody's yard or a parking space. So having parking decks at Camping World is huge. And also with Camping World, a lot of people don't know, we host like pretty good bowl games too as well. So the three bowl games that we do host is the Cheez It Bowl, the Cure Bowl, and the Part Tart Bowl. So them are three bowl games that you get to check out of other college football teams besides UCF here in Orlando. So December is a crazy time because that's where all the bowl games happen, and then
Yep.
you lead into the Pro Bowl, which happens in February. And not to mention the Magics. If I go to the Magics right now, as you can see, Magic is having a winning season, which is the first winning season in a couple of years, and it's looking like we're going to be basically going to the. Looks like right now we'd be going to the playoffs. We're in eighth seed, so we're in the last seed. We were like number one and number two early in the
We were
season.
number two for a minute.
Man, I don't know what happened, but right now we're in the AC. They're playing really good basketball, you guys. They just retired Shaquille O'Neal jersey like the other day, so the Magic's doing their thing. It's bringing a lot of excitement in Orlando. The games are packed, so a lot of money is getting generated here in Orlando area. So I wanted to bring that up because people look to move to cities or go to cities for entertainment, and we just don't have theme parks, which we have a lot of. We also have sports too as well. So Orlando City, you can go to UCF. You even have Orlando Magic and bowl games.
By the way, I told you my daughter plays volleyball. They have huge volleyball tournaments. Wildwater Sports has baseball, has volleyball, has all types of stuff. And those people, when they come into town, they rent out all the hotels, and the traffic is wild every time that happens because it's centrally located, and everybody loves to come over here to Disney to when they bring their kids for volleyball. I mean, for volleyball, I know volleyball, so and basketball because I saw a friend of mine has his kid in basketball. And they do the same thing over there.
Well,
So there's also neighborhoods that cater to this. So, for example, UTSA, the Tennis Association, and Lake Nona. So a lot of tennis pros and golf pros are in Lake Nona for that reason. And not to mention, I mean, we're not going to get too far into this, but eventually we'll talk about where Olympus, what's happening out there
in
in
Claremont
Lake
area.
County in Claremont.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh.
A
But
lot of track stars. A lot of track stars are here. A lot of
next
track
time, I'm going
stars.
to bring that up as one of my favorite developments, but not right now. We'll preview that
A-
later.
Another thing too, as well, to mention UCF. You're more on the east side. UCF brings great value for people that want to be investors because kids. It's better to buy a home and rent out the rooms to kids. You at least you make your money. Can you talk a little bit about that on the east side? I know you see it.
So, I mean, I got a whole YouTube video. Shameless plug. Go check out Real Orlando Living YouTube, and I have an East Orlando video where I talk about why the economy is growing so big out there. It's not it's UCF plus Research Parkway. Don't forget about that. A lot of defense contractors are out there. So there's a lot going on in Orlando that people don't even know it's in their backyard, and that's the reason why Oviedo is kind of grown and East Orlando has grown is because of that UCF economy.
Now, question: since we talked about Avito, is Avito
Yeah.
still hot? When I moved here,
What you mean?
bro, when I moved here 7 years ago, 8 years ago, Oviedo was the place that everybody wanted to move to. I don't really hear it as much now.
Really?
But yes, bro, like Oviedo was hot. Like everybody wanted to move to Oviedo. The price point was good. It was growing like crazy. Are people still talking about Oviedo like that, like there was years ago? I know you've
Our
been there for
people,
40 years, but I'm just saying for the
hey,
last 8 years.
our people, bro. Are you serious? Look at the days on
Yes,
market in Oviedo compared to everywhere else.
it's
If a
better.
home goes for sale on a decent price here with a pool, it's gone first weekend every time. No problem. Out of here. By the way, you want to talk real talk? I'll give you some specific. Oviedo is the only city, and I mean, the only city in Central Florida where all the schools are A schools. Mark my words. Look it up. Look it up yourself.
Really? All A schools?
All A schools.
Because y'all far away from
No.
Orlando. That's why.
I mean, Orlando's right there. What do you mean Orlando's right there?
Nah,
We
it ain't.
share a line with Orlando.
Nah, bro, that junk is not like right there. No,
Oh,
that
you
junk.
crazy.
It take
So
me probably like an
aside from A
hour to
school, I
get.
remember when I first moved here. I actually moved here by luck, man, because I moved here. I was debating between here and Waterford Lakes, and it was just like a flip of a coin kind of thing. It was like,
Oh
yo,
yeah,
the
yeah, Waterford
houses,
Lakes. Yeah, East
bro,
Side.
the houses back then were like 140,000, 120,000, and I was like, and I remember seeing a house at 170,000. I'm like, oh, I can't go that high.
Waterford Lakes, but you wouldn't made a bad decision. Waterford Lakes is really good too. I sold a house 2 years ago in Waterford Lakes. She made really good money. She
Oh,
had a
I'm
pool
not
too.
sleeping. Let's be clear. I'm not sleeping on Waterford Lakes or Avalon. I'm not sleeping on both those areas. What I'm talking, it was by happen circumstance. When I first came here back in 2010, when I first bought my first house over here, bro, nobody was talking about Oviedo. Everybody was like, in the neighborhood I lived in, it was like when if I told people I lived in that neighborhood, they'd be like, "Ooh, everything okay over there?" And now you say it. If you say it now they're like, oh, yo, that place is that's a nice neighborhood. And I'm like, damn, I saw that happen in real time, bro. I saw the change of it's crap to that's a dope place to live. And it happened
Look,
while I was there.
sound like me and Kevin when we first moved here. We stayed in Davenport, in Four Corners, and we used to.
Oh, nobody was talking about Davenport.
Well, we used to drive from there to Maitland on the turnpike. That's before Hamlin came. None of that was there, bro. None of that was there like 7 years ago. None of that. So we saw that grow, bro. Like driving there from like all these years is kind of crazy. Cause the price point was like, bro, the homes is in $1 million now. Back then it was 200 something. That was only like 5 years ago. It wasn't like 10 years ago, Hamlin, the development that have grown or whatnot. So I can kind of imagine how it was you seeing Oviedo grow through the times.
I seen it happen, but that's a perfect segue into where one of my favorite new developments, which bring it up, Tremaine, which is Sunbridge. So let's talk real quick because I remember um, Lake Nona. Like Lake Nona 10 years ago, bro, was a cow pasture. Um, Nobody was talking about Lake Nona. I have family in Kissimmee, so we had to. You go do Lake Nona to get,
Mm-hmm.
to get to St. Cloud or get to Kissimmee, and you're going to Bagwood to Boggy Creek. That's the only way you knew what Lake Nona was. It was nothing but like big old fields.
Man, Late Nona, crazy too. Late Nona,
And I
crazy.
remember, bro, I remember they had my cousin bought out there. Rosie, shout out to Rosie. But they early on, those houses were like $300,000 to $500,000, and I remember thinking like, yo, who can afford 300,000 to 500,000, and second of all, who's gonna move out there? But when I tell you that it has completely changed, I mean, Tavistock has done a phenomenal job and has literally created one of the best, if not the best, booming areas right now in Orlando, which is Lake Nona. Would you argue what's a trendier spot right now in Orlando?
No, no, no. Lake Nona is very trendy. There's some other trendy spots, but Lake Nona definitely is. It's just there's a lot of traffic out there.
I mean, I'll give Winter Garden some credit. I think Winter Garden's coming up there with their trendiness because of the dope little downtown. But when it comes to like everything new and being super clean and dope
Mm-hmm.
restaurants and a chill vibe, Lake Nona's where it's at.
Well,
So
let's talk about this Sunbridge since that's close to Lake Nona
those
anyway.
same developers are developing Sunbridge.
So let's take.
So
Hold on one second. Since we're gonna talk about
yeah.
Sunbridge, let's look at this video real quick. 'Cause this looks crazy. Explain this video that I'm seeing of Sunbridge because I know you told me how big it was, and this video looks crazy. As in, I see the developments. I love the vibe of the neighborhoods that I see. And this island right here. Where the heck is this at? 'Cause I need to fly my drone
So
there.
First of all, to get there right now, you got to go all the way down Narcoossee. And those that live in St. Cloud and in Lake Nona right now know how much of a problem Narcoossee is, bro. Narcoossee to go 5 miles is gonna take you an hour. Am I lying? If I'm lying, put it in the
Yeah,
chat. Put put it in the chat. And let me know if I'm lying or not. If you made it this far into it, but bro, so they're gonna bring in a new. They're gonna bring in a new highway, but that they're still fighting over that, so that's still being fought up. But
look
if
at
you
this.
go down Narcoossee and
Look at
you got to
this real
make a left
quick.
on Cyril,
So
and
Kevin just wrote. I was just looking at Sunbridge yesterday, which is interesting.
so I'm surprised it's not, bro. Go further down, you can see the map of Sunbridge. I'm surprised it's not talked about enough. If
Bro,
you
I
look at Sunbridge itself,
where to? Right here. Oh yeah.
right there, you see that? So look at this. Look at downtown Orlando. Look at that's a footprint of downtown Orlando. Look at Walt Disney World. Then look at Lake Nona. Look how big Sunbridge is.
Yeah, this kind of crazy.
3 times the size of Lake Nona. So here's some of the stats. That used to be all reserve. I don't know if you remember, like people used to graze cattle out there. It was owned by a prominent group. I won't say it, but it was owned by a prominent group, and they went and assembled it all. 27,447 acres.
God, how is it 20?
27,447 acres, my guy. So we're talking about 19,500 acres of that is going to be in Osceola County, so about 60 something percent of it, and then the other 7,800 are in Orange County. In total, single family residences, there's going to be 16,980 to be built in Osceola County, and then an additional 5,700 in Orange County. We're talking about a 30-year plan. So right now, people are going out there, and what they see is you see two neighborhoods. The first neighborhood you'll see is Del Webb, which is a 55 plus community, fully built out, already good to go. People are already moving on there. And then the next neighborhood you'll see is Weston Park, and they got the school going up, and across the street they got the marina going up. So it's super early, but when the marina comes in, it's the same thing that happened in Lake Nona. Remember when Boxy Park was getting in the downtown area was getting built?
Yep.
Nobody was talking about Lake Nona that until they brought up that nice hotel, the spiral thing. As soon as that,
Everybody want to go stay at now.
everybody, as soon as they brought that in, oh, Lake Nona is awesome. Look how dope it is. And Lake Nona people don't get mad at me. You know for sure that was for real. That's how they were coming at you. They were like, "Yo, oh, it's fire, it's fire." So right now it's about 6 miles from Lake Nona, so 12 minutes. It's 23 minutes from OIA, 33 minutes from UCF, 34 minutes from downtown. Which, by the way, I'm in Oviedo, and it's kind of the same.
34 minutes. 34 minutes of downtown sound kind of crazy because from St. Cloud to get to downtown can take you an hour.
So those are the nice stats. Those are non traffic towns. I guarantee you, there's no way.
Bro, they got to do something about Narcoossee, man. Everybody's been complaining because there's so much development.
I think eventually they're going to figure it out. They're going to have to, because there's too many prominent people that live down there. There's just way too much money. And St. Cloud, I mean, the development that's happening in Osceola County right now, Osceola County has the most amount of development than any other county in Central Florida.
They should. They got all that land, and plus with Poinciana, I know they got a lot of things. We ain't talked about that, but Poinciana got a lot of development coming on down there because
that's the whole other side. That's the whole other side.
Yeah, but that's gonna be that's supposed most affordable place probably in Central Florida. But they got a lot of development that we'll talk about on another video that's coming too soon. So this Sunbridge is lit though. I ain't gonna lie about that.
Real quick to tell you, there's 5 builders there. You got Kraft Homes, David Weekley, Toll Brothers, which Toll Brothers I think is probably sold out of the nice ones. They're probably all sold out. Toll Brothers is like one of my favorite builders. And then they have Ashton Woods and Pulte. Those are the 5 builders they got there. And it's a naturehood. So what they don't have grass, bro. They don't have grass.
Question: are they still building some of their homes out of wood? You know what I'm talking about? I forgot one neighborhood. Toll Brothers was doing that too, building homes out of wood in Lake Nona area. That's kind of weird.
Bro, so that is the biggest
Downside.
downside. That's what everybody's talking about, is that the fact that they're wood frame homes.
So hold on, you
Uh,
guys. We'll go into it real quick. Explain when we're talking about wooded homes. Talk about that because my homeboy that's in Atlanta, he saw me post one of my under contracts and it was brick. He was like, well, block. He was like, man, y'all built your homes like that? I like, yeah, it's different down here than Atlanta. Explain about why I think even though our home is $500,000 and a home in Atlanta is $500,000, not our
mhm.
house is probably more worth more because the way that is built. Explain a little bit about that.
All right. So, I mean, we need to have some next time. We're gonna have some experts in here to really talk real talk about that. But a lot of people prefer,
Block.
brick block homes because oh, aren't there hurricanes in Florida?
Heck,
Yep.
yep.
Isn't there a lot of rain in Florida? Yep. Ain't Florida humid? Yep. But I'm not going to talk crap about these wood frame homes because in new spec, I mean, they treat the heck out of this wood. This is not wood that you're going to, penetrate. And if you look at a lot of if you go into downtown Orlando or you go into Sanford or you go into the old, like all these old places, all those old houses that have been there over 100 years, what are they?
Wood.
So the jury's out on that. I mean, eventually we might, be a good idea is to have a battle here, wood versus block, and have expert
The
like.
best person to be to get the builder from them and let them talk if they'll even come on here and talk. But that would be a
Oh,
good.
they will. They will come on here eventually, and they'll do is they'll try to sell you. Oh, there's no problem with wood. Yeah, okay. But I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of people that come and when I'm trying to get people out there, like, hey, the first comment on my post, aren't there wood frame homes out there? Hey Omar, isn't it nothing but wood frame homes? I get emails. Yo, Omar, ain't these nothing but wood frame homes?
Look, it's hard to sell because there's I can't think of the community. I think it's called Lennar. Like going into Kissimmee, it's a big old community by Lennar. They're all made out of wood, big old homes. You know what community I'm talking about? I can't think of the name. It's a Lennar community though. They're all made out of wood.
In
Like
St. Cloud, you talking about
no, it's in Kissimmee.
in
It's in
Kissimmee?
Kissimmee. Like going to Poinciana. I can't think what the community is called, but it's all made out of wood though. They're nice homes though.
You, I
You don't.
mean, it's not uncommon, bro. Like that, this is not an uncommon thing. There's a lot of wood frame houses. It's not new. David Weekley houses were made out of wood. I mean, there's tons of
I
homes that are
like
made out of wood
I
that
like
still
David.
survive. So,
I just David Wickley. I like David Wickley. They're like one of my top five builders. I like really here in Orlando.
oh, eventually, hey, put in the chat if you want us to go head to head with what the best builders are eventually in our next live.
So
But
here go
hey,
your boy Tyler. It got to be Tyler said termites are a problem in Florida. That's why first story is blocked. Uh, so
no,
the only
no.
well, I would say this: the only builder that I know of that does block on block is D.R. Horton. That's it. Everybody else do like block on
Well,
block.
DL Horton, they use it as their sales, right? They go, hey, we do block all the way to the second story.
They do. They're the only ones that do that.
Got it. But you're also getting level
D.R.
one
Horton.
granite or some maybe some laminate.
Boy, you
you get
stupid.
you're
They get
you're
they getting
definitely
way.
getting
Look,
you're
D.R.
definitely
Horton's getting
getting
better.
carpet in the living room.
Look, DR Horde is getting way better. They got some different levels. We're gonna do a video. We're gonna do a video on the different levels of DR Horton now. So on another
Oh
video,
man, yeah.
they got
I don't.
different
I
levels for
don't.
DR Horton, but I ain't gonna bash them like that. So
I'm not
uh,
bashing anybody. I'm not bashing nobody.
they
Don't take
got
that as no
different. They
bashing.
got different levels. That's the number one builder I sell the most anyway. DR Horton's good. So the next we're gonna talk about real quick is a development that I think is gonna be booming. It's booming right now as I speak. I'm about to pull it up real quick. And
You
that
put me on
is,
to this because I wasn't even thinking about out there.
bro, Kelly Park. Kelly Park is one of the booming areas that's getting developed right now. It's a massive mixed-use development that breaks ground in Apaka. This is a $1.2 billion development that they're developing out here in the Apaka area. Now, they're projected between 5 to 15 years with this with this master plan that they're building. On a 255-acre property in Apaka, the remaining cattle, a handful of citrus trees, offer a remainder of what's region, blah, 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 blah. Let me go to, now, do, they're,
255 acres. I see that.
yes, and then, I'm trying to think, hold on now. They have, let's see. They got race run space, hotels, $3,000 to $4,000, 4,000 multifamily and condominium residents, and outdoor environment venues, and a 10-acre park and preserve. They got a lot of builders that's coming. In My Homes is going to be there. Lennar, D.R. Horton, Pulte's there. Toll Brothers is there. Anytime you got a Toll Brothers in a community, you know that's a good community because Toll Brothers do their research. So they just don't put Toll Brothers anywhere. So you ever see a Toll Brothers in a community, you know that's is going to be a really developed area. So for example,
That's like seeing a Starbucks or something.
yeah. So I'm gonna do some examples for you. There's a Toll Brothers in Hamlin. There's a Toll Brothers in Lake Nona. And now
Yep.
there's a Toll Brother that they built their townhome 3-story in downtown College Park, basically in Orlando. And if you see them, you see the area what they're doing, you'll get what I'm saying. So them are all
It's called the Bricks. I did an IG. I did a dope
the,
shoot out there.
they're super dope. So anytime you see a Toll Brothers getting developed in the area, that area has a lot of growth coming. So I just named 3 areas that's booming, and like I said, Kelly Park got Toll Brothers coming there too as well. So and also too, I don't know if they're coming or not. I know Mineola has it. What's that grocery? A Whole Foods. If they get a Whole Foods, I know it's it because Whole Foods are only in predominant places that's with wealth. And we basically got 3 Whole Foods here. One's in Winter Park, the other one's in Dr. Phillips, and the other one is in Mineola. All 3 of them areas,
Mineola. I didn't even know Mineola had a Whole Foods.
bro, yes, bro, they're getting the Whole Foods. Yes, it's already in the plans. They already talked about it.
Oh, but it's not built yet.
It's not built yet, but it's already coming. A Whole Foods. So
Mm.
we're in real estate and we're just mentioning some things to you guys. Um, I'm laughing at this dude, Tyler. He said Toll Brothers is like Whole Foods. LOL.
Somebody knows. Somebody. That's low key. That's why they want like one of my favorite. Them and David Weekly. I mean, I think I put Toll Brothers at like the premium spot, and then I put David Weekly right under that. But they'll probably argue with me, vice versa. But
Well,
when I see a the
go ahead.
Toll Brothers spot in Lake Nona, I mean that house is those houses are absolutely fire. Laurel Point,
So if I
sheesh.
go back 4 years ago when they had all the builders, so I named 5. I like David Wickley. I like M.I. Homes. I like the old Meritage Homes. I like I like I like Taylor Morrison, and I also like Taylor Morrison. I like Jones too. I like Jones.
Jones
We
doing good.
Jones is really good. They're selective, so they only go. So Jones is another builder too. Jones only goes in really good areas, and they give you a lot for what the home price is too as well.
Because they got to compete with everybody, right? So they got to
Yeah,
give you a lot.
100% correct. 100% correct. But this is Kelly Park, you guys. Like I said, a lot of development, man. There's a lot of growth here. I stay in a park, and and me and my wife at first we wanted to stay in Claremont, but we end up going to Apaka because they charge. We got a better price on our lot compared to staying in Claremont and Mineola. It was charging a lot of money, and I'm not even regretting moving to Apaka because the growth here is coming. Like where I stay right now, off OBT. There, we finally got a dog Chipotle. I ain't got to drive super far to Chipotle. They did, they just built another new Winn Dixie. We're about to get another Publix in Apaka that's close by me. And then now they're going to be building. If you're familiar with Winter Garden Village, where you got Target, Best Buy, all the shopping, we're getting that same thing developed in Kelly Park too as well. So no more driving 30 minutes to shopping. I can go straight to Kelly Park and do all of our shopping too as well. And also got a hospital to get developed too there too. So there's a lot of development that's coming in Kelly Park. And like I mentioned, $1.2 billion. That's a lot. That's not no chump change right there. And they're projecting it's kind of a weird projection. They're talking between 5 to 15 years. If I think about Hamlin and how fast they did that, I project about 5 years. You see a drastic change in that area. In 15 years, it'll be
Where is it at?
Have you? When the last time you recorded in Pulte? Have you recorded in? What did you record in Apopka?
Go look at my channel. My best performing video right now is an Apopka video, and
What house?
I did one of my listings, and I did the what else I did? I did the Toll Brothers, and I did the Kehovinian, bro. Have you seen the Keho? We didn't even mention them.
Now, because they don't have big lots. That's why they mentioned they are dope though. They are dope, but they don't have big. So,
Mm.
so I'm gonna go to Tyler question real quick. So
By the way,
Tyler,
these are opinions. By the way, these are all opinions. We're just sitting here shooting the real estate talk. So don't get mad at us
so
when we just talk.
so Tyler mentions this right here. He said, "What about Dreamfinders?" Yeah, sorry, Dreamfinders is dope. Dreamfinder got some nice homes too as well.
Yeah.
They do got some nice homes. The only reason I probably didn't mention some of them because they're not in all the areas. So Dreamfinders is in Winter Garden and they are in Claremont. Now the price point in there you're looking at.
Dreamfinders bought Crafts Homes, so they are Dreamfinders is actually in Sunbridge.
Oh really?
Yeah, and they're in
They're in
Lake Nona.
and they're in Claremont.
Look at that. See, so don't sleep on them. Tyler proving a point.
Dreamfinder's good. That'd be more to my list. Dreamfinder's
Well,
dope too though.
people. I mean, we eventually this is off the cuff. We're not going what top fives are, but we're just naming some of the ones that we're used to seeing and like really liking to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
some of
but
them, hey
yeah,
man,
yeah.
we'll talk some real. We'll talk some real on a different one. But
Well, I
some of
like
them,
this topic. I like what Tyler, to talk about different builders, the pros and cons and the different builders. That may be one of the videos we talk about next because that's something to talk about because a lot of families now are looking for, and it's kind of sad they don't really build them like that now. I don't know. Have you been into a Mirrors home that was built like 5 years ago when there was real big? They was doing like 7 bedrooms, 6 baths. They don't really build homes like that right now at a good price point. Them homes are like $1 million now.
what
A seven
Meritage? We talking about Meritage right now?
Meritage that like 5 years ago, Meritage, you can get like a 7 bedroom house for like 600 some thousand. They don't build them like that anymore.
Oh no, bro. Meritage out here, they had them in Winter Park and they had them here in Oviedo. You crazy? Those houses are like they're $1 million right now, straight
Oh, that's
up.
what I'm
The
saying.
tile roofs. They have the 8 foot door frames. They had all the upgrades. They had the gourmet kitchens. They started the 5 1/4 inch baseboards. I mean, I'm not a Meritage expert on their product, but I remember them always talking about their installation. So I was like, all right,
Bro,
bet Meritage good.
nobody does that no more. You know how you used to go in all the homes and they have that cutout at the top? They be like, this is
Oh
why this
yeah,
bro, nobody's doing that no more. Like you go in the house like they try to sell you. I'm like, man, nobody really does that no more.
that's
Like,
because people don't care about that. Like the wood frame conversation we just talked about. People like, does it look pretty?
well, people gonna ask you about this is more on a resale side, but people talk about does it have what is it, septic tank? Does that have septic? But see,
Oh,
I grew up on septic. I'm from Alabama, so to me, it ain't nothing. You
okay,
got to get
okay.
that thing replaced. But I can understand why people do question it. And I actually got a listing that's coming up that has septic. I don't think it'd be no issue, but
No.
you got weird.
But
But you got
septic
some
tank on a new build is something. And
that's
when you see
weird.
septic, that means that and put it into the sewer system, which is very rare. Or you're out a little more further out in the ruralness. They're bigger lands. They'll have septic, but you won't see that in these master plan communities. These have
Nah,
straight up city sewer.
nah. Your mic going in and out for some reason. You got to stop using your son's mic. I think that I think that might be the reason, man. You got to stop using your son mic. But man, what? So, you guys, this is our first one. I hope you guys you liked it, man. I know we kind of basically went off the cuff. We had some little technical difficulties, but look forward to us. Keep on expanding on this, living in live in the O. We feel like we have a lot to bring to the table for me and Omar going out recording the community, recording these homes. It allows us to be very knowledgeable with the builders and actually see what's coming into the areas, and not just one area, all the areas, because we need to be knowledgeable in everywhere in Central Florida because we can't be biased for anybody to come in and telling them to move to this area. It's all about options, and also
Correct.
Understanding what your finances where your finances is and what you can actually afford and what part of the city you can afford, because one thing about Central Florida, you have pockets. And when I mean pockets, each pocket is different. So for 500,000, you may can get you a 2,500 square foot house, but some areas you may be 1,900 square feet. So there's a big
And some
difference.
areas are nothing. Some
Yeah,
areas are good luck. Some counties are nothing for
correct.
500.
Yeah, so that's what we looking to bring to you, man. There's something different. People that that likes who we are. Just being just being natural, being us, being real, man. Being at the end of the day, man. Just being real on here and to giving you guys the real, like what's really going on here and what we really seeing. So stay tuned, you guys. We'll try to do this weekly. We did it on an off day, which is Thursday. We're gonna normally do it on Wednesdays. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and we didn't think nobody was getting on, so we decided to do it on a Thursday. But man, if you guys, people that's been watching this, man, just send us put some comments, some likes, shares, and let us know what we should be
Appreciate
talking.
it.
Critique us, what we should work on, what should we talk about, what you guys would like to hear, so we can help you guys out to either enhance your dreams, your investor goals, whatever you guys need. Me and Omar is here. What you got, Omar?
Can you hear me good? Am I better?
All right, you good, man? You good?
All right. So listen, our information is going to be all below. Check a look at our channels. Our information is all over our channels. Best way to get a hold of me is, email me info@realorlandoliving.com. Yours, Tremaine?
It's the full time agent at gmail.com.
So again, we work with people every day. We get calls, text, because we the reason why we're linking up is because he and I are both the new modern day YouTube agents. So we're out here doing videos every day, and we get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you looking to move in the area and thinking about what are different things that that go along with that, and
Correct.
also people who are currently living here. You know, we're the knowledge brokers. Hey, what's a dope spot to hang out? So that's why if you go on my IG, I have interviews with just about everybody in the city and some of the coolest spots to eat. So that's what we're here for. I look forward to really getting into the comments and seeing what you guys think. Tyler, bro, I see you spamming us. I love that, man. Keep hitting us up. I hope good job in Claremont. You chose a good place. Matter of fact, my Claremont video I'm shooting next week.
Yeah, Clermont's lit though. Clermont's lit. My buddy lives up there. We just moved from there a year and a half ago. So sorry you in all that traffic though. But yeah, man. Thank you all. Thank you all, man. Y'all have a good night, and we see you guys next week. Peace.
Hey, love. Take care.